Can you feature the pressure on that tenon right now? When I'm going there and making those cuts, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on that tenon. And if I was only holding on to the tenon, it would be doing this every time I went from end grain to side grain. And by the time I get out here, it would snap off. It has happened. That's the voice of experience, okay? So keep your tenon short enough that the outer ring of the jaws of the chuck rest on the bottom of your bowl and not on the base of the jaws, okay, underneath. I'm getting pretty far off the tool rest, down in the bottom down here. I can continue on, and hopefully I won't break that $180 tool. Or I can take the tool rest and put it in the bowl. Keeps my contact a little bit closer, okay? I don't have the tools sitting out there. Further I go out there, the more fulcrum action I have, and you hit a bad knot, and you're on a long handle, and you find out what the other side of the shop looks like when it throws you over, okay? You guys aren't getting any shavings on you. Where's the camera, people? You want to get a shot of that? Hey, that's that southwestern Virginia, northwestern North Carolina specialized wood. It's a French import. It's called Cherie. There we go. Okay. That's fine. As long as the people can see. Okay, not a problem. Little cleanup cut right here. Now, right now, this is a bowl. It doesn't take too many more cuts like that to make it a funnel. I'm sure nobody has ever done that. So I have this tool that I manufacture. I have a patent on this. They're 1995. And that tells you exactly how deep you are. Now, I'm sure no one can figure out that you can take a 1x2 and a 3/8 inch dowel and drill a hole in it. But if you don't want to, you can contact me, 1995, plus shipping. Oh, okay. There you go. So it doesn't take too much to figure out where the bottom of the bowl is, does it? Let's go a little deeper. My wife over there will collect the 1995 and we'll get it right in the mail to you. I'm sorry? It's a kit, yes, but it's not the expense of the wood, it's the instructions that I have to type up. And I only use 2 fenners, you know. You can definitely tell I'm getting off the tool rest a little bit. I would highly recommend that you wait till the lathe stops before you put your, before you move your tool rest. Okay, we're getting pretty deep. When we get much deeper than that, on a bowl this size, in my opinion, it's not really functional. So what I do is I just put a bigger foot on it or cut it off where it's at. And let's just put a pedestal on this one while we're here. Okay? I did set them out. There they are. Question comes up, how thick do you need to leave the bowl so it'll dry? A general rule of thumb is 10% of the diameter. General rule of thumb, okay? After you've turned several thousand of these, which only takes a week or 10 days, something like that, you can pretty well feel it with your finger. In the meantime, they have these double-ended calipers. You can tell the thickness. Okay? Everybody see that? See where it's still a little thick right down here in the bottom? I would like to have it a little more uniform so that it will dry a little more uniform. So let's take just a little bit more out of this bottom, and we'll call it quits on this one. Okay, I have about a 10% wall thickness. I've got an idea of a design. I should not at this point try to put any detail work into it, because if I do, as soon as it warps and I go back to return it, I'm going to turn all the detail work out. So this is about as far as you want to go on turning a green bowl until it's dry. Okay? Now we'll talk about drying for just a few seconds, and then we'll turn another one a little bit slower, and we'll have you folks come up and do a little turning. How's that sound? I didn't get a lot of enthusiasm out of that one. There's any number of ways of drying these bowls, from microwaving to letting Mother Nature take her own course. Some people paint them. Some people use ingrain sealer. Some people put them in shavings or in paper bags, paper boxes, set them in the cellar. What I find works for me is I'll set them upside down in some area that has very little air movement and a reasonably consistent air temperature. Okay, like in the corner. Okay, I'll put a couple of dowels or strips of wood underneath where it's not in contact with the floor. Set it down this way and leave it alone for 6 months. Okay? At least 6 months. Unless you live in Utah. Then you can probably look at it in 45 days or so. Okay? All right.